Corey, AJ Ouellette was at DNP yesterday. Don't know what he did today. Was he playing this week, or what's going on there?
Yeah, I think we might let the horse just chill in the stable for a little bit, just to get back. He's been battling the last couple, and he's put it out there for us. And we got all the faith in the world in Frankie Hickson, explosive back. Again, really good in protection. So we're going to let Frankie spin this week. But I think it's the right thing to do for the old workhorse there.
Montreal's had this team's number past season. Of course, you weren't here, but what kind of road trip is that for a team to go out east there to Montreal in that stadium?
Yeah, it's been one of the toughest places to play since my time being in this league. Their fan base is excellent, and I think they've been doing an even better job. And obviously with their team and the success that they've had, it's a pretty good draw out there. But they play the game the right way. They play hard. So it's a good team and a tough atmosphere, especially anytime you got to go east, coming up from out west. So it's going to be the full meal deal, but it won't be a surprise. We've been talking about it since we started the week. So just to get, again, another challenge for us and see if we're up for it. And, the way the guys practice today and how they attack the week, I believe that they are.
Is there more of an update on Schaefer Baker today?
A little bit, like I said, it's definitely not going to be this week. We're going to end up, still making discussions of how long we kind of anticipated. But, depending on with guys like Schaefer and with what it is, you know what I mean? It's kind of hard to predict, but, you will see Schaefer walking around. He looks fine. So, but, yeah, definitely he'll be down this week.
Can you share what it is then?
Just dealing with a shoulder, yeah.
Thomas Bertrand Houdon, what have you seen from him since you started working with him?
Yeah, jack of all trades. He does a lot for us offensively. He can play fullback, he can play tailback, and then the special teams, he could play all four if we really asked him to. So the more you can do type guy, and we have a lot of value for guys like that, and I think there's a few all over the roster. So for him to be able to be a steady guy on the roster each week for us, and then obviously as we talked yesterday, for him to have the opportunity to go back and play in front of his family, it's just great to have him.
He in 2017 had a 106-yard touchdown run. Have you ever seen a 106-yard touchdown run in all your years of Canadian football?
106? Oh man, I don't know. I'd have to jog the memory. Do you have that stat?
I do.
Okay. Was it me? No, okay, no. No,
you would have held it to 3.
You're probably right. No, that's pretty sweet. And being a coach on the opposite side, he ended up having a couple carries versus us 1 year. I can't remember if it was last year or the year before, but he's a good. He can tote the ball a little bit too. So again, he does a lot of things well, and his flexibility it's just added value for our team.
Speaking of people who will have family out there at Claire as well, how excited are you, to see him this week, especially given the performance he had last week?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, another guy, right? He can do so much for us on defense, can do a lot on special teams. Talk to him. I know he's talked about Thomas has 30-something tickets. He's got 25, So, again, just an opportunity for him to go back and see his family and hopefully continue doing what he's doing, is making plays when he's called upon, and opportunity strikes for him. He's been ready to rock from that standpoint. So he's been a great player in the league to this point, which is obviously why we were hard pressed to get him in free agency, and he's been A1 since he's been here.
Coach, coming off an emotional win last week in front of a packed house against your rival, what do you guys have to do to make sure you come out with that same energy and intensity this week on the show?
Yeah, well, I mean, the environment I think is gonna be, I don't know. It'll be loud, man. We try to mimic it with the crowd noise and stuff. So Montreal's one of those atmospheres, specifically in the last few years, that as a player, you're juiced up to play there because everybody's really dialed into it. So it's just, again, it'll always come down to execution and being prepared. And on a short week, I think we did the due diligence and making sure we spent the time and really locking in on the mental aspects of the playbook and the game plan for how we attack it, to do exactly that, allow us to feel confident in our preparation so that we can play fast and start fast.
Coach, 2 5-1 teams this week. Obviously, test, statement, all those kind of words are used. Is there any bigger test, though, than the one that you put on yourselves as far as trying to execute what you want to do?
Yeah, I mean, that's Dave, that's really all we ever focus on, is how do we get better, and that'll be every single week, even after a win, and obviously after, if it's not a win. how can we get better? That's constantly all that we look at and all we focus on. And then if we focus on that and we execute that, then, the rest should fall where it will. But, we don't really try to buy too much into the big game because there's only one big game in our thought process. And, that's at the end of the year. But looking at the week to week, that's the game that's in front of us, and that's just our focus.